Hey everybody, what is up? It is Stan the Man, and welcome back to another Stan the Man podcast. And in this podcast, we're going to be talking about, snowflakes, stories of me growing up in fucking high school in a South Caribbean island, which was fucking awful, and also why I think it's important to have a little bit of a thick skin. Let's get started with the podcast. All right. Let's get recording. You like the new setup? I finally got a fucking desk and everything. Okay, I literally have my iPad in the middle of the desk in front of me. It's got a little mouse. I got my fucking microphone hooked up to my audio interface. I feel like I'm actually being productive. Oh man, okay. Now, the first thing I want to get at, okay, so I'm not much into the know of a lot of things that happen on the internet, as I mentioned many times in many episodes, and including some videos which I'm pretty sure some of you should really check out. YouTube.com/Stan the Guitar Kid. Nah, but I'm gonna talk about, of course, people have to talk about fucking snowflakes or just sensitive people in general. I am part of the generation that might change the planet for the better, or in my view, turn it into a bit of a watered down and more colorful version of Nazi-occupied Europe. I'm gonna sound like one of those fucking dying YouTubers everything's offensive now. But look, allow me to extend an olive branch here, okay? I grew up in the Caribbean with fucking strict parents. And what we call, I'll segue into this later, but what we call discipline back in the day, many people will fucking consider abuse today, alright? And I was still a little shit growing up, alright? My brother, I'm gonna be honest, my brother got the worst of it. And turns out, he's fine. He's not a fucking serial killer. He's not a fucking podcast He's not a fucking pothead using the anxiety of a modern capitalist system as an excuse to fucking get high and stare at the wall with his fucking mouth half open for half an hour. Okay? He's full of confidence and possibly one of the most stable individuals I know. Okay? What we consider normal can be considered cultural abominations to a lot of my friends in a bit more west, okay? But one of the few things, okay, growing up in this fucking, okay, I'm using my air quotation marks here, in this fucking harsh landscape, okay, is that we already realize that, hey, not everything's a fucking about you. We never really cared about what someone said or what they did, because we knew that there's a clear line separating what was fucking humorous and what is fucking atrocious. But apparently there are people out here who are fucking coddled too damn much as fucking children. They froth at the mouth at the opportunity to represent the oppressed or be the hero of the people as they hear fucking one thing that might be slightly offensive in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Okay, so I'm talking about cancel culture when you get on Twitter and stuff like that. All right, I remember Ryan Reynolds got shit because they held their fucking wedding at a plantation over 8 damn years ago. 8 years ago. Where the fuck was the outcry then? Where were the fucking 17-year-olds who don't even know what fucking true oppression is? Okay, where were them? Where were they back then? These people, they're not slave owners. They're not fucking white supremacists. They were just a couple getting married. How the fuck are weddings supposed to go now? Do you, Stan, male/him, take Moonstone or whatever the fuck kind of backwards Tumblr name they give people these days, okay, as your lawfully wedded partner on this perfectly empty field where hopefully nothing horrible happened 320 fucking years ago? Look, there is a possible economic recession on the horizon. Okay, there are women not being able to drive, not being able to drive. Fuck, I'm having a stroke. Or go to school in the Middle East. There are children in Africa dying while mining the fucking cobalt for your fucking smartphone. And you're worried about what people say or what people meant when they said. There are literally bigger fucking issues to worry about. And they're always going to say, well, if you don't care, you're part of the problem. Possibly, you may be right, but I'm still not going to care. Look, I got fucking bills to pay. I got a fucking job to do. I got a fucking life to live. I am too busy to worry about things that don't affect me or you in the slightest, okay? If that horrible shit happened to you personally, you genuinely experienced it, I might listen to you, all right? But if you're somebody who knows somebody or knows somebody who fucked somebody that may have had like some shit happen to them, okay, do me a favor, stay on Twitter and shut the hell up. Like, I'm genuinely serious. Like, people are so fucking quick to play the hero and try to defend people. They're actually making a difference in the world. And I'm not saying that it doesn't make a difference, okay? There are people out there on the internet and on the planet in general who do say and do some pretty horrible shit, and they need to be stopped, okay? There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Totally respected. But there are some people who go fucking rogue for the worst of reasons. Like, for the tiniest, pettiest of fucking reasons. Like, this tells me that this person didn't do anything wrong. I just think you have just a personal beef with this person. All right? And they're always gonna get everything. They're always gonna get everything involved. Like, okay, also, there was like this thing when Joji, okay, the fucking K-pop community who possibly weren't never bullied in their fucking life. All right, the fucking K-pop community, when they discovered Filthy Frank. All right, I don't care what happens, I'm still gonna call Joji Filthy Frank. He will always be Filthy Frank in my heart, even though he makes fucking good music. All that shit's behind him. I'm sorry, man. Like, Filthy Frank, I grew up on that shit back in the day. All right, look, where was the fucking outcry then? Where was the fucking outcry 5-6 years ago when Filthy Frank was literally putting horrible shit on YouTube? It is literally on the fucking channel banner, okay? Filthy Frank is the embodiment of what not to be as a person, alright? You hear that? Now you made me done it. I'm smacking my desk. You've made me done it. That's how I know I'm getting serious, people! No, but I really don't get it. Like, what? Like, fucking how thin is your fucking skin? Or how dense do you have to be to realize that this shit is not meant towards you or anybody else? It is literally just cynical. It's a cynical parody of how people are just overly fucking sensitive to a lot of fucking shit things. Okay? Look, like, I got fucking vegan friends and they tell offensive, okay, vegan jokes that I'm pretty sure that'll put them on an FBI fucking watch list, okay? And they're the coolest fucking people I know. All right? Like, you could tell jokes within boundaries and stuff like that. They had the subtle ability to read between the lines. Okay? Now I'm gonna say that again so you, and I'm gonna say it like slowly in case people are fucking illiterate or some shit, or because I'm talking too fast, because I'm guilty of doing that too. Okay? Read between the lines. Fuck. My throat's getting sore. I need some water. You fucking hear that? That's my fucking thermos. Oh, man. I don't care, like, fucking... Oh, man. Yes, my voice is now replenished. Thank you. No, I don't know what it is about fucking water, man. Like, water fucking slaps when you're thirsty. It slaps harder than fucking beer or any kind of fucking juice in general. I don't drink that much. I'm fucking going on a tangent in general. I'm going on a tangent right now. Nah, but I think what ended up happening, like, a lot of kids, like people my age, they were not exposed to the harsh reality of the fucking world. They were not exposed to the harsh reality that, hey, yo, this world we live in, it fucking sucks. And there's nothing we can do about it. All right, there is literally nothing we can do about it, okay? Now, I genuinely believe, okay? Now, keep in mind, I barely finished high school. I'm not a fucking neurosurgeon or some shit. But I do genuinely believe that these people were too fucking protected as children. Like, they have been so protected from the harsh reality of the world that when something that can be perceived as negative finally fucking happens to them, they don't know how to react. They don't know how to feel, so they immediately go on the fucking offensive. Now, remember when I said, okay, they're basically going to turn this whole fucking shit into a watered-down and more colorful version of Nazi-occupied Europe. Tried saying that 5 times fast. Watered down a more colorful version of Nazi-occupied Europe. I can't fucking do that. All right, but I genuinely believe they are, because some of the shit that these people put online, okay, it borderlines on fascism, okay? You know, say what we say or else, do what we do or else, practice what we preach or else. You know, that reminds me of he was like a really bad dude, okay? He had like a funny looking mustache. It was a Russian dude, okay, kind of similar, okay? They were like pretty famous but in a bad way like 80 years ago. I'm pretty sure you've heard of them. Like, I'm genuinely serious. Like, why the hell? Look, like, these people, I'm pretty sure they're too entitled to realize that, yo, the whole world doesn't have to fucking bend over backwards to your specific needs. Like, it doesn't have to fucking, like, it is basic evolution. Adapt or die. Okay, now I'm using that as I'm gonna like fucking segue into the next part of the podcast. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Okay, like, growing up, dude, I grew up in the fucking Caribbean, in the Southern Caribbean, on Aruba, which is the closest island to South America. Venezuela is right there. Now picture this. You're 13 years old. Your first day of middle school, okay, what we call fucking MAVO, HAVO, middelbare opleiding or whatever, okay? You go over there, and alright, you got your fucking Pokemon cards, you got your fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you got your fucking Bakugan cards ready to fucking go. And you're so fucking excited to share your interest over there. Dude, it's a fucking Christian island. And back in the day, it was dominated by people who fucking listened to Chino and Nacho and a shit ton of reggaeton. Salud en sol. Dude, back then, being a nerd was a death sentence, my G. A fucking death sentence. Like, you could go to war armed with a fucking wooden spoon, alright? And that would have been easier. That would have been fucking easier. Like, dude, if you talked about fucking video games, you sure as shit, you should have been talking about fucking Call of Duty or FIFA or whatever. If you talked about fucking Monster Hunter, they'll look at you like you fucking escaped an asylum. All right? Oh my god, no, but oh man, but my big thing back in the day, okay, I used to watch a shit ton of Naruto. I used to watch like Naruto, and there was this anime back in the day that fucking aired. It was called Zatch Bell. All right, I don't remember much about it. It's like these magical fucking kids, and these guys, they fucking had these textbooks, these spells, and these kids, they basically performed those spells. Again, they had like fucking teeny tiny horns. All right, but fucking. And when I talked about that shit, okay, it was like a small niche of people that were into that type of shit, okay? We were the people who spoke English on the schoolyard, and that was a fucking taboo. If you spoke English and you brought your fucking Game Boy Advanced SP or your fucking Nintendo DS or your fucking PSP to school, congratulations, you were a nerd. And if you were a nerd, you weren't doing too well on the social ladder. I was never doing too well on the social ladder to begin with, man. But dumbass me didn't fucking realize that. And I remember I saw this video with, I can't remember if it was like Emerichu, but yeah, it was Emerichu, this YouTuber C-Dog and Didus, okay? They were talking about like their embarrassing weeb years, and fucking C-Dog, he goes into this thing where he did the One Piece rap. He did the fucking One Piece rap, and he got bullied for that, right? Dude, back in the day, okay, all of our transmissions from Cartoon Network in general, okay, it came from either Mexico and Latino America in general. So when I watched Dragon Ball Z, I watched the Spanish dub of Dragon Ball Z. But dude, I remember I sang, dude, like I was trying to make new friends. I tried to be social, but fucking Maria Colegio ruined that. Fucking Maria Colegio ruined that, man. My freshman year was at Maria Colegio here in Aruba. And dude, that shit was the fucking Skid Row of Aruba back in the day, man. Guantanamo Bay ain't had nothing on that. It didn't have anything on that fucking school. Like, dude, I remember, yeah. Okay, essentially what ended up happening was I smacked my desk and I think that jostled the wire of my audio interface, and it just stopped recording for a bit. But anyway, back to the fucking story here, okay? Like, dude, Maria Colegia, there were people at Maria Colegia that have fucking beef with the other school, Juliana, I think, and man, there were fights that looked like fucking massacres. Dude, there were fights that made it look like it was genocide being committed in the middle of the fucking streets. Like, and we're talking back in the day. We didn't have no fucking smartphones with 1080p 60 frames a second camera. Nah, man. If you were lucky, if you had fucking rich ass parents, okay, you had a fucking BlackBerry Curve, mind you, a BlackBerry Curve, on BlackBerry Curve back then. If you had a BlackBerry, you were the epitome of cool, and it had like the most pixelated camera. It had like the most pixelated camera, akin to like a fucking Logitech camera that looks like a fucking blue snowball or some shit that shot like fucking 5 frames a second. That pixelated image is all you would have of fights. But man, but I used to back with the whole Dragon Ball Z thing, I had the whole fucking song memorized in Spanish, and I tried to like approach like some of my classmates like, hey, do you watch Dragon Ball Z? Like, I didn't know about Dragon Ball Z, and to me that was like fucking, how do you not know about Dragon Ball? Like, keep in mind, I was like fucking 13 and chubby as shit. And I asked them, like, okay, what's the theme song like? Chala, chala, no importa. No, but fucking and dude, they would it's like the same thing what they did with Sea Dog. They're like, hey, can you do it again? So I fucking did the song, and it took me like fucking 3 or 4 attempts to realize that, oh fuck, they're making fun of me. And hey, dude, those kids, boy, those kids were merciless, like legit merciless, man. Like, I do. Okay, I'm not gonna go into detail, but there was like one thing that happened where I did not want to go to school. Like, I was scared to go to school. All right, in Maria Colegia at a server. I'm not gonna talk about what the fuck happened, but my God, if you were a nerd back then, fucking bless your soul. Oh, and when we got to colegio, okay, when I went to the other school, okay, I eventually like got good grades. I don't know, I fucking got good grades, and they fucking left me, and they fucking said, okay, no, cool, yeet, you're off to colegio then, all right? So I'm over there at the colegio, and there were a couple of more like-minded people in colegio who preferred speaking English with each other. Okay, we constantly talked, and back in the day, we called them, before they were known as memes to us, we called them rage comics. All right, it was back then, my dude. Back in the day of Epic Nyan Cat, Ray William Johnson. All right, when Smosh made fucking Pokemon, when Smosh made Pokemon's parodies and fucking video game songs. How many fools can I kill today? Too many to count. Don't get in my way. Oh man, it was a good time at home. Oh man, once you get to school, you were basically a fucking injured gazelle in a den of hyenas. Oh man, I remember I brought my fucking PSP one day, and I was playing Monster Hunter on that shit, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite 2, and like they were like, dude, oh no, you don't have FIFA? No man, you don't have FIFA? And no, but one specific incident I remember, we had the best mentor. Okay, every class was assigned like its own mentor, all right? And I can't remember if it was like my CB2 class or my Havodri Hadri A class, but at a certain moment they go around and like, all right, cool, stay. What do you like? I'm like, all right, cool. They go, okay, hi, okay. Let me give an example. Hi, I'm Emily, and I like movies and Twilight. And then you move on. Hey, everybody, suwa, konta ba? Mi nome è Rodolfo, mi gusta FIFA, Arachino, Nacho, tutte cose, mi gusta reggaeton. And then you move on to Stan. Hey, everybody, I like anime. Silence. And every eye in that room, including the teachers, is looking directly at you. in utter shame and disgust. Like, dude. Man, like I'm seeing like how people are like really open. There are anime conventions and stuff like that, and I'm seeing how people are like really fucking open. Like now, being a nerd is cool now. Being a nerd is fucking cool now. Like, where the fuck was this 10 years ago? Like, una coña ko kita. Oh, but fucking yeah, dude, I used to be like so into anime back in the day. One anime, it wasn't an anime, but it was kind of like this Japanese thing. Okay, I read the manga and everything. It was called Corpse Party. All right, Corpse Party. I had watched PewDiePie play it. Then I found out it had a manga. Then I found out it had an anime adaptations, and I fucking loved gory shit even back in the day. So I fucking gave it a watch and stuff like that. Okay, and I wanted to draw the main villain. I can't remember what her name was. There was like this kid, this ghostly child. She was the main character of this she was the main character, like the main antagonist, sorry, of this anime, of this fucking thing. So I like fucking I was like drawing her in the middle of, yeah, we had like fucking studiur or whatever it was, mentale last year. I can't remember what it's called. It's basically a time where you can actually sit down, do extra homework. Nobody did extra homework. Everybody slept in that class. Okay? No fucking gayami. So I'm fucking drawing this fucking character. And I can't remember if it was this guy Justin or some shit. He fucking I'm snitching on everybody. Fuck all of y'all. I don't care what kind of I'm canceling those fuckers. No. I'm fucking drawing away, right? And yeah, like, hey, what you drawing? Oh, it's this girl from this anime, and like, this dude watches anime. This fucking nerd watches anime. This fucking nerd watches in front of the whole fucking class. And dude, I was traumatized, man. I legit did not watch anime for years. I fell into the ground like, no, man, anime is like for fucking degenerates. So that's why, like, to this day, when I tell people I am a born again weeb, I genuinely mean it. I am a born again weeb. Between the ages of fucking 15 to 20 or 21, I did not watch a single episode of literally any anime whatsoever. Like, it took me, like, fucking graduating and fucking going to the military, where I eventually figured out, like, hey, no, I really shouldn't give a fuck about these things, where I started getting back into it again. And the first anime I watched afterwards was fucking, yeah, it was the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I wanted to watch the original FMA, because I remember they aired a couple of episodes of it, but since it aired right when I had to go to school, I couldn't watch it. But then I realized, they told me that, okay, now, Brotherhood is based off of the actual finished manga, so I'm like, alright, cool. I'ma watch Brotherhood instead. Which apparently is fucking sacrilege, but I don't give two fucks. Nah, man, but dude, now being a nerd is cool. If you're a nerd now, you're you're trendy, you're quirky, so quirky. Fuck off. Like, Jesus, you didn't go through what you didn't go through what I went through. All right? You didn't. You didn't go through the fucking pain. I'm gonna try my best. Okay, I'm gonna try my best voice acting. You didn't go through the fucking pain. You didn't go through the fucking humiliation I went through. Okay? So if you're a fucking nerd, stop complaining. Because people had it way fucking worse. Yeah, when I posted about it, a friend of mine just goes, yeah, we were just outcasts sitting under a tree. Yeah, we had a specific tree where we would sit down. It was like our own little safe zone. It was a judgment-free zone where you could play Yu-Gi-Oh, play your video games, play Mario Kart. Even though I wasn't a DS kid, I was a fucking PSP kid, right? And eventually, yeah, high school rolled around. 2019, the fucking furry revolution. Yeah, being a nerd's cool now. Who would have thought? Nah, but even like before. Oh wait, why the fuck's my microphone so far away? Nah, but even like before that, like any anime I'd watch before that, I didn't really know it was anime. Just like very different in comparison to a lot of other modern day cartoons. Like everybody knows about Pokemon. Everybody knows about fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. There was Zatch Bell. There was a Sailor Moon. P.S. Sailor Venus was my favorite. There was Sailor Moon. I remember they showed some snippets. Oh god, I don't know. You know when you like burp and you nearly threw up? There was like some snippets of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I rewatched it and I still don't know what it's about. And that's the thing. Like, okay, so whenever I approach a new anime, I always approach it with like a fucking grain of salt. One, because I'm a fucking asshole, and two, I always knew like anime had like a bit of this sense of extreme weirdness to it. Not all of them, some. Like one anime that everybody wants me to go watch right now. I still don't know what it's called. It's about these fucking girls and they're trying to get muscular. And it's this dude who goes, Saido chesto. Like they tell me to go, like one anime that a friend of mine said I should watch was Kagegori. I think that's his name. Is this you're in a school where gambling's a fucking thing? I'm nearly done and I still don't know what in the super fuck is going on. Oh crap! Like what else? What else we got? BNA. I also like watched BNA because I remember I watched the original My Witch Academia. Yeah, it was made by Trigger Studios, and I recalled the name because I watched the original My Hero Academia short film back in the day, right? So I saw BNA and I thought the art style was like really cute. Like, yes, I said it. All right, I got a fucking stone heart, but I will say that the fucking art style is cute. All right. I was just banging on the desk and then I realized that, hey, dude, calm down. You got neighbors. Be neighborly. But fucking hell. Nah, you should definitely go check BNA. Even though the story's not great, the animation and the colors are just amazing. Yeah, Neon Genesis I watched when I was a kid and then watched again when I was older and I still don't get it. But what else? Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I fucking game on, get your game on. Don't want them bad for your man. Come on and get your game. Like you remember the fucking I remember watching One Piece, but maybe because even though back then they were already like airing so damn many episodes of One Piece, I just did not see it. Like, okay, and there's also JoJo. I remember I watched some parts of Stardust Crusaders. Now I watched the death. I saw Iggy getting killed. Oh man, but yeah, well, the reason why I don't remember that much, like remember I don't speak that. My Spanish is fucking terrible in comparison to my English and my Dutch. And all or even like Toonami episodes, like we would get them like dubbed in Spanish, right? Like I can't remember like what is it, Iggy. No vas a squarir, stuff like that. But so I didn't grow up with like fucking English speaking Goku. English, I can't remember what the fuck his name was. I grew up like with that shit like in Spanish and stuff like that. But yeah, hey, if you guys have any for those who are listening, if you have like any suggestions, some anime suggestions for a born again weeb, do not suggest JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. All right. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to me, it's been like memed into like the desire to watch it has literally been memed into oblivion. Like I do not want to watch the show like after it's been like memed for so damn much. All right, but in general, I really look forward to openly like even though it's like I am still kind of fucking petty that being a nerd now, being like I'm getting into anime now is like hip and cool and stuff like that. Like fucking It took fucking 10 years, but oh well, fuck it. Like, I am seriously glad that right now there are some like-minded individuals out there who fucking love drawing anime, who fucking love watching anime, reading manga. I should start reading more manga, to be honest, but there's like no place to buy manga here on Aruba. I remember when I visited, when me and my family visited my brother in the Netherlands, there was like this fucking huge comic book store, and there was like fucking lines and lines and lines of comics and manga. I'm like, I will not spend my life savings on manga. I will not spend my life savings on manga. I will not spend my life savings on manga. And I didn't buy any manga. I did buy like this fucking awesome mug though. That was pretty neat. Alright now, but the reason why I like bring up this right now, okay, and why I use that as like a why I brought that up after I just went on like this whole fucking rant about people being like oversensitive, snowflakes in general, all right, and then I told like the stories of like being a nerd here, okay. P.S. I'm just telling you the shit that I'm telling and that I'm saying is funny. Like, I went through, not just me, okay. There are people, friends of mine in general. We went through hell in school for the simple fact that we liked non-Western cartoons. All right, if you weren't into Family Guy or American Dad or fucking Robot Chicken, that all that jazz, like, you were considered an outcast, okay? But the reason why I use that as like a segue is because, well, it demonstrates the importance of having like of having thicker skin. It's amazing how thin-skinned some people my age are. Like, how the hell can you be offended so fucking fast? Like, yeah, I also have like a long list of shit I don't like hearing people say, but I keep my fucking mouth shut. Like, unless it affects me or someone I care about directly, I'ma just shut up. Because why waste that mental energy? Why waste that mental why waste that mental energy on that when you could be focusing on other things, okay? A new hobby, being a better person, even some fucking volunteer work. Like, I'm serious. I'm gonna reiterate this again, okay? I'm gonna repeat it. Sorry, why did I say reiterate? But I genuinely believe that some people, especially young people in more Western cultures, have been too protected from the harsh realities of the world to the point where they do not know how to react to something that could be perceived as negative when it does happen. Like, I get it. Some of you were bullied at school. Some of you went through some horrible shit. But come on. Like, pain and shame are genuine human emotions necessary for mental growth. The pain of failure, so we can try again. The pain of losing, so we can rejoice to win. The pain of exercise, to lose weight. Right? The shame of not being enough, so you can be better. But it seems to me that a lot of folks seem to be trying to avoid all these feelings like the damn plague. But to be honest, who can blame them? It sucks. Like, to be honest, it genuinely sucks. I'm not saying be an emotionless zombie. I'm just saying you should use your emotions for something better. Care for your loved ones, okay? Improving your lives, improving the lives of others instead of making things 10 times more difficult than it should be. Like, you need some thicker skin for that. Like, you genuinely do. You need some fucking thicker skin. Like, when I tell people, okay, they shouldn't, like, the fucking stop bullying campaign, it's not working. Kids are always gonna get bullied, all right? They should start a how to defend yourself campaign, okay? What do I mean? Don't teach your kids, don't bully, okay? You should teach them not to fucking bully. Okay, stop that, okay? Don't listen to me. You should teach them not to bully them, but bully other kids. But you should also teach them how to fucking defend themselves, both fucking physically and mentally, all right? Like, the only ways to get like thicker skin in general is through exposure therapy. In order to get used to these types of things, you have to experience them yourself. Like, I used to be fucking bad at confrontation. I fucking hated confrontation. Like, I still do. Like, I'm better at managing it, and I'm better at kicking people's asses now. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but damn if it doesn't get like like, damn if it doesn't, like, get me all fucking riled up in a bad way. Like, if it's, like, bad, I can feel myself start fucking shaking and everything. But, little by little, okay? You have to expose yourself to these things, experience them, and little by little you get used to them, or you get used to how to deal with them, okay? Bit by bit, you start to realize that the world doesn't have to bend over to your specific fucking needs. Like, I remember there was like this video, right, of this girl. She was Snapchatting some shit. She got flipped off in traffic, came home crying, and the mom got so upset she wanted to look for the dude who flipped her off. Like, what the fuck? You don't know what road rage is? Like, fucking off. I flip people off all the damn time, but it's for a genuine fucking reason. If you cut me off, you're gonna get flipped off. If you're too fucking slow, you're gonna get flipped off. If you fucking run over an iguana, which happens a fucking lot, by the way, you're gonna get fucking flipped off. And if you're gonna step out of the car, boy, you best be ready to finish this damn fight if it starts. Oh, man. But don't go out looking for fights, no. Don't go out, like, looking for fights. I have a buddy. All right, and he taught me this, hey man, you should carry a mouthpiece with you. Why? Because if you got to throw down, you put the mouthpiece on, and it psychs the other guy out. I'm like, dude, you're fucking stupid. And then I heard it, and then I heard somebody else say it. I think it was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and Joe Rogan was talking to Bill Burr. And fucking, Bill Burr was talking. I can't remember if it was like Bill or Joe. They were talking about how one of their friends, he used to like bring like a mouthpiece, okay? And he would like, hey, imagine that. You're about to fight someone, dude puts a mouthpiece in his fucking bottom, fucking like mouth, and he's like, fucking, wait a minute, this guy brought equipment? Oh, God. Like, it psychs people out, okay? Like, it's best to avoid a fight, okay, and don't start a fight in the first place. But I think everybody should know how to finish one. Like, for real. Like, dude, like, you gotta care about something, but don't care about everything, okay? Look, as I mentioned, it's like important to care about a lot of things, but don't try to care about fucking everything. I remember a book I read a couple of years ago called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. In it, the author made a great, I can't even remember the author, by the way. Did I just say the author? Oh, the author, no. The author made a great point. You do have to give a fuck about something. The only people who give a fuck about nothing are psychopaths. And that's true, you children. Look, I'm not a guy who's like overly positive or gets triggered by every like fucking thing. The biggest thing that triggers me are people who like walk too damn slow at the supermarkets and you just want to fucking run them over with your shopping cart. All right, that's it. Like that, I'm pretty sure those are one of my biggest triggers. Okay. Now, but then you move to the other side of the spectrum and you have people who just really do not care about anything. Like, legit, they don't care about anything to the point where they just stop trying. I think those who dwell on the internet for long enough refer to these people as doomers. To summarize, these people accepted the fact that the world we live in is a horrible fucking place to be a human fucking being. I can only describe them as the one guy at the bar who interrupts every story with some horrible yet true facts about the flying rock that we call home. So anyway, I was walking my son today. Most people in Africa don't have their kids. They lose it for alligators or crocodiles. Like, all right, thanks. Didn't know about that. Now I do. I'm gonna just go crawl into a ball real quick. Like, look, I get it. The world we live in is fucking shit. It is. Like, I can't remember like who said this, but if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off by now. That's a fucking great quote. All right. Look, I'm assuming most of you who are listening to this have an internet connection, food in the fridge, AC, running water, and not to mention a fucking roof over your heads. All right? You have you have your most basic of needs covered. Then what the fuck are a lot of people complaining about? Like, yeah, there are some things you should care about. Your loved ones, your future success, your growth. Like, whenever people come to me and say, I don't actually care about anything, well, I'm like, yeah, I think you're lying. We all have something we care about. We just gotta worry about caring about the important things instead of every single teeny tiny detail, because the human mind is only capable about prioritizing certain amounts of things. If you try to put so much energy into so much, you're just gonna be fucking drained, okay? If you try to please everybody, Okay, you eventually forget to please yourself. You eventually forget how to be happy without the approval of others. Okay? So before we start, to be honest, this is what I keep telling people, okay? If you want to survive in this fucking world, you have to learn to be a bit selfish. You have to learn to take care of yourself before you go ahead and take care of others. All right? Because if you're looking after others while you yourself are a mess, you might end up making things worse. Believe me, I've learned that the hard way. Sometimes I still fucking learn that the hard way. Okay? There's nothing you can do about it. There are genuine things out there that we can't control. Hang on, wait, notes. Gotta close that. Look, there are genuine things out there we simply cannot control. Have no control over whatsoever. But what we do have control over is how we react to the situation, how we deal with it. Like today at work, yeah, I actually reflected on this for a little bit. Okay, today at work, you have to think about this thing called STA. STA. Stop, think, and act. Sometimes you gotta stop whatever it is you're doing. Okay? You gotta think. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Okay, the right things. Are they benefiting me? If not, what does benefit me? Okay, get rid of all the things that don't benefit me. And act. Okay? I'm not gonna say act as in act happy. No. Alright? Act as in do better. Be better. Fucking take care of yourself. It's alright to be a little fucking selfish sometimes, okay? Sometimes self-preservation is the fucking best. It's the same mentality that you have. It's the same mentality that you have in battle or in fucking combat situations. I don't care what happens. I'm getting out of this shit alive. You should have that same mentality, but you have to be careful. It's a double-edged sword, a very sharp double-edged sword. Because if you lean too much into I'm going to take care of myself, eventually you're just going to fuck off with everybody else and you just end up lonely. I've experienced that myself. And to be honest, sometimes I kind of prefer that. I'm not the most extroverted kind of individual, okay? I don't get energy by talking to people. I get my energy or recharge my batteries, all right, at home. Reading a good book, drawing, or playing video games. That's it. And it took a long time of me not pleasing people, in fact, making a lot of people very mad for me to realize this. But I still make time for some people that I love, even though if I don't fucking show that in the right way. For example, I don't like phone calls at all. I really do not I fucking hate it when people call me. Like, send me a voice note, send me a text. Do not call me. I prefer if it's like a serious conversation, I prefer having it face to face. That's it. Like, those are the things that I deem important in my life, for example. Okay? What you deem important, it's all up to you. As long as it doesn't fucking, as long as you're not like one of those people like, oh, I can't fucking help it. I'm a Virgo or whatever. I'm a fucking broccoli. Jesus Christ, man. I think I'm gonna fucking tick off a lot of people with this one. I shouldn't be fucking worried. Not many people watch this podcast, but oh well. Anyway, guys. All right, everybody, we have reached the end, okay? Now, it was a bit of a roller coaster, this one. What did we talk about? We talked about fucking snowflakes. We talked about my fucking horrible years as a nerd in high school. We talked about the importance of having some thick skin. Now, this podcast, you can also find it on YouTube, youtube.com/StanTheGuitarKid, okay? If you see this on YouTube, give me a like. Comment if you guys want me to talk about something specifically, and also subscribe because that helps. I occasionally put some videos on here too, not that often, but I'm proud of them. Also, you can find this podcast on Spotify or whatever the hell Anchor decides to drop them. Also, for the future, for next time, okay, I am thinking about interviewing some of my colleagues or even some of my, superiors, in case you guys want to see what it's like to work on a Dutch naval base on Aruba. But in the meantime, this is Stan the Man, signing off.